Hello, beautiful people. If you want to hear a story time, then stay tuned for the video. Hello, beautiful people. I got like a quick little story time and a story time about Mr. Dwight that I wanted to tell you all because I'm wearing my mask because I don't feel like it. I'm at a table where they allow you to sit, so I'll take off the mask, and then when I go up and order, I'll take it back. I'm waiting for breakfast to get the fish. I got a free meal from McDonald's from an issue I had with one of the ladies yesterday. She was a little nasty, a little rude. Yeah, see, look, taking care of my body, trying to lose weight. I'm not drinking any sugar, but yeah, a little issue happened yesterday that they went on our coupon. They were charging me way overpriced, but yeah. But another thing, I have something to tell you about Dwight David Cassidy. Dwight was manipulous and he was an idiot sometimes. He was a dumbass. He he didn't care. Like, he would like call hookers to the house and to his house and stuff like that. He was just so bad. So one time, I was at his house. Him and Isabel went out and had some fun and shit like that. Well, one time, I told Isabel, I said, "Can you take me home?" Dwight said he'll pay you gas money. Dwight denied it, and I'm like, how am I gonna get home? And I got stuck at his house, which was a nightmare because he was calling these people to the house, and he was always like that sometimes, and I'm like, really? So I stayed at his house, and his mom was running late because she had to drive somebody to work. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, Dwight, what the are we going to do? What the are we going to do? And nobody's answering the phone at my house. I called Steven Anderson. Steven Anderson, called me back immediately because I called him saying it was urgent. I need some help. He's like, what happened, Christopher? I'm at Dwight's house. Can you please call and see, I know your dad lives in the area or somebody, that lives in the area can take me home that, He said he was going to call and get back to me, which didn't work, but, So, me and Dwight were there. I slept in the living room and all that. I cooked for him and his mother because I said I'm going to cook. So I cooked. Well, Dwight left a packet there because I couldn't sleep. I'm kidding, I couldn't sleep. And Dwight had gotten his money, and Isabel left her money in the house. And Isabel's his mother. She speaks a very heavy accent, and she's Hispanic. Like that, like very heavy accent. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, like that kind of accent. So I'm sitting there, looking, Isabel's still asleep, everybody's still asleep. I know that the bus was there too. The Park City West, that's where he lived. He doesn't live there no more, he's dead. But yeah, he died on the train after got released from the hospital. If I want to, I'll tell the story time. Thumbs up. So I'm sitting there with, and I couldn't sleep. The Davy bus was already up and running. And I got up and I started walking. I didn't know what time the bus came, so I walked out and I started walking. Because I took the little bit of money that Isabel and Dwight had in the house, and I started walking down the street. I get to the nearest grocery store, which was not that far from Park City West. And I go there and I do some shopping, right? And I'm there doing the shopping and stuff like that because, I see Dwight and Isabel had nothing in the house. And I'm shopping, and I call Isabel, and I say, Isabel, call me back, it's urgent. And she's like, Christina, what are you doing? Like, really? So I'm sitting there thinking, like, Dwight, what are we going to do? You know, like, this is crazy. This is going to be a short story time because, you know, I'm not going to go into detail because it's inappropriate parts of it. I don't want to get flagged by you for inappropriacy, but whatever. So Dwight comes to me and tells me, he texts me actually and says, I just woke up, what's going on? I said, I'm down the street. I called your mom, she's not answering. I called Isabel again because I just finished the shopping, and she comes to me, she's like, what? Like, answers the phone and she says, what? I said, I'm at the grocery store down the street from the house. Can you come and get me? She comes and gets me and brings me home and says, what did you do this for? I found out that I don't have money. Some of the money for the groceries are gone. I said, yeah, it is. I took it and went to do some shopping for you. I got you some food and shit. Oh my God, Isabel thanked me so much. And she said, you know, I'm going somewhere. I'm going to Miami. I said, okay, let's go to Miami. She's like, after that, we'll go out to eat somewhere. I said, okay, that's fine. And then she said, I'll take you home. So me and Dwight were in Miami by Jackson Memorial Hospital down in downtown Miami at the Civic Center. And I kid you not, this is the first time that my foot started killing my fucking hell. Like, oh my God, my foot was killing me. I tell Dwight, I said, Dwight, can we go get some assistance? Please, can we get some assistance? I'm hurting really bad. He's like, we'll do something. Don't worry, my mom's gonna come and all that shit. I said, okay. And Dwight, I kid you not, drags me, telling me, saying, let's go here. I said, no. Bad area, Dwight. So Dwight calls his mom and says, Mommy, what do you want me to do with her? And I said, I'm like, oh God, Dwight, please. And my foot was starting to kill me at the time. So Dwight brings me into the, you know, a little clinic that was there. And I'm like, what are you bringing me here for? He's like, trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, whatever. So he goes into the little clinic. There's a small little clinic that was like a little far from there, but it wasn't that far. So I go into the little clinic, right? And I tell them, and they say, oh, it's nothing. You just got something on the foot, because I didn't realize it at the time. But yeah, so I got that taken care of, because that's when I started carrying around my medical and my state ID at the time. And I was like, Mr. Cassidy, I said, Dwight, what are we going to do? And so I walk out, and Dwight is just sitting there saying, see, it was quick. We didn't have to go in there. I said, well, we did. You told me to go in there with a foot. And I said, yeah. Well, thank you for that. So Dwight looked out for me sometimes and all that. Steven Anderson called, right? And he's like, where are you? And all this blah, blah, blah. And I told him where I was at. And he's like, oh my God, are you serious? And I said, yeah, I'm serious. Dwight took me to Miami with his mother. And I'm like, oh shit. So Isabel picked us up and took us out to eat. And we had a little fun time together and all that shit. And that was day one of me staying with Dwight. The next day we went to Fort Lauderdale, like upcoming days, to help out, pass out for the Lord. And tell people about Jesus and pass out flyers for them, because Dwight wanted to do that, and I said, okay, I'll do it with you. And we got a little bit of money on that, which was people that were donating and stuff like that. Dwight said, what are you going to do with the money? And I said, I know what I'm going to do with the money, okay, because I'm not going to give it to you, but, you know, Dwight used his money to give it, he gave it to his mother, but for me, I went and bought this is the truth, I'm telling you, there was a woman there, a young, skinny, very skinny woman who was sitting there. She was very shaky and stuff like that. And I had my phone that Dwight was paying for. Dwight was paying for a cell phone bill. And I'm like, paying for my phone bill at the time. I said, Dwight, I said, what are we going to do about this poor lady over here? He's like, don't worry about it. I said, well, I have to. I went into the restaurant next door, a fast food place, and got her a meal and brought it out to her and said, here you go, Mama, this is for you. And goes, why'd you do that? I said, excuse me, but you know that money there is to help people, Dwight, not for you to spend it on hookers and stuff. And he's like, okay. I said, yeah. I gave her a little bit, not a lot. I just got her a little meal. The lady thanked me so much that I kept on going around passing out the flyers, which I got more money, and I gave her some money. And I said, ma'am, I said, this is for dinner tonight, and this is for you to get on the bus so you could get to the shelter. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I went on the bus over there and told her I needed a bus pass, and I was going to just get off the bus. And I gave her that, and she's like, oh, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, get to the shelter, and I gave her the address to one that I called 211 and shit to help her out. And Isabel picked us up, and she's driving me home. I told her what happened, and she's like, that's good, you did that for the lady, And that was, I kid you not, Dwight was so manipulative, calling hookers to the house, doing this, doing that. And I'm like, really, dude? But yeah, that's a quick little story I wanted to do about Dwight David Cassidy. There's more, but I don't want to go into more detail than that because it's very harsh and bad, some of it. But yeah, December 28, 2011 is when he got killed on the train, killing himself. And yeah, R.I.P. Dwight David Cassidy, so yeah. I appreciate y'all, and please rate, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you will not miss a new video.